Hey everybody, today is a pretty miserable day outside, so I thought I'd stay inside and I'd review this, the MSR Wind Burner. Hey, it's Tom Thayer here from Tech and Gadgets Reviewed, where we help you learn about all the different technologies and gadgets that we've run into over the years. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe. All the links mentioned in this video will be listed in the description box below. So let's just jump into it. In this video, I'm going to talk about the actual wind burner and what I have used it for. I'm also going to go through some of the pros and some of the cons with it, and then I'm going to give you a demo of actually lighting it up and running it. Okay, so some of the things that I really like about the wind burner is that it fits in my pack really well. Weight-wise, it's a little heavy just for the actual unit. It works really well for heating up water real fast. So the boil time is really quick on this thing. I can honestly say that that part is great. Some of the things I don't like about it is this little thing on the bottom here. Okay, it's a cup, and yeah, it's functional, it works great, there's no issues with that. But sometimes what happens is when you've got it in your pack, it actually gets jammed up in there and it's really hard to get off. And this one, if you notice inside, it's all scarred up and kind of beat up and stuff. That's because it got jammed underneath here. And you're supposed to be able to turn it on and turn it off, but that just doesn't happen anymore with this because it actually really got jammed in there. It was because inside of my pack, when I cinched it down, I think it was like this and it just jammed it right up inside. The other thing that I'm really not all that thrilled about is that you've got this little thing here, which is to hold the fuel canister. Let me set this off the side for a second. It actually opens up like this, and it's great and all, and it works, and you can put your fuel canister in here, but it only fits MSR canisters. It will not fit other canisters. So I usually don't even take it with me because it's just going to get lost. So what I normally take with me is just one of the canisters. Now, I'll show you. This is the actual burn unit itself. Okay, it's great. Nothing wrong with it. And what they show you is that you can have inside here a canister like this. Well, I gotta be honest with you. When I go out on the trail and I take my fuel with me, I would have to take 2 or 3 of these with me. So I actually wind up opting for one of the bigger ones, which I'll show you afterwards. The bigger ones last for the whole trip. I can use this up in a couple of days, so it's not really that useful to have one of these. So one of the selling features was the fact that you could actually keep this inside of here. Well, if you're using this size, yes you can. Okay? If you're using one of the bigger sizes, you can't. It's as simple as that. And honestly, I'd sooner take one of the bigger canisters than the little one with me. Other than that, this thing is absolutely wonderful. I really like it. I would use my BioLite over top of this in most instances, although I did use this a lot, and it was very good, and it works very well. If I'm kayaking, I'll take this as well as my BioLite with me. So now let's go and take a look at how it actually works. Okay, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up the actual MSR. Now what I was going to say was that before I was talking about how I didn't like the small canisters. Well, there's the large canister, and as you can see, it's just simply not going to fit inside of there. It's as simple as that. So let's open this all up and let's get it going, okay? So we're going to take the lid off. This here, as I said, it will only fit the MSR canisters. If you do want it, it's not bad, but as you can see, it won't even fit the large canisters. It's like, it just doesn't work. So I'm just gonna set it off the side. What you do is you take this and you open up the actual valve container. You want to make sure that it's shut before you put it on. Let's get the little guy out of here. So we're going to take it out of there. You take the cup off the bottom, and what you do is you take your fuel canister, you screw it onto the actual, you screw the burner onto the canister, okay, just like that. And what you do is you then want to fire it up, so you turn the valve on until you hear some gas. Listen, you'll hear it. There's the gas, and you light it, and now it's lit, and you can see the blue flame there. I can make it higher, or I can drop it down, or whatever I want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to boil some water real fast for you. Now that it's warmed up, you should be able to hear the actual flame going, and you can see it's quite blue and it's heating up. So here's the actual water. You can see some water in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on there like that, and I'm going to twist it so it goes into place so that it doesn't come loose. I'm going to put the lid over, and right now the time is 6:47, so I will be back when it's boiled. Okay, you can hear it boiling in there now, and it is 6:49, so it took us 2 minutes for it to boil. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to take the lid off, and the thing you got to keep in mind is that this burner is very hot, so when you take it off, when you take your pot off, you have to be sure. Now if you look inside, you're going to see that that water is indeed boiling, and you can see the steam coming off of it. The thing about this is that you now have to let it cool down a lot, and do not touch it, because if you touch it right now, you're going to burn yourself quite badly with it. It's very, very, very hot. But as you can see, we will take the cup and we will take this and we will pour the water into it, and you can see that that is definitely boiled. Ow, that actually got my thumb. That's very, very hot right now. So that's great boiled water. I think one of the things I like the most about this design is that if you are using one of the larger canisters, you can hold on to it, and it actually gives you a very good base. So it sits there very well. I've had this out in very high winds, and it works really, really well. So that is one of the bonuses of it. I'm going to just take this off now and get rid of the water and let that cool down. So my final thoughts on the Wind Burner is that it is a great stove. There's no doubt about it. It's not as expensive as the BioLite, but then again, it doesn't do things like charge up power and stuff like the BioLite does. So the BioLite is going to be more expensive. The Wind Burner is a great all-round stove. If you're not worried about taking power out with you or any of that stuff, it's a great thing to actually take out with you. I would highly recommend the stove, and it is very flexible and very good to use. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll talk to you in the next one, hopefully. Oh, don't forget to hit that subscribe. We would definitely appreciate the thumbs up and a subscribe from you. Cheers.